What's up, leaders? It's the last month of Leadership Essentials, and you are in Student Leadership Experience, which means you're a leader and you're learning how to lead. God has created and called and gifted and anointed you to be a leader, not only in this world, but in His kingdom. And you're learning what leading really looks like. And so every single month, we've been talking about a different leadership essential, a basic, a foundation, something that is very simple but very profound for your future of leading. And this month's Leadership Essential is one of my favorites, and it's simply that leaders celebrate others. That's leaders celebrate others. And I don't know about you, when I hear the word celebrate, I can't help but say, celebrate! But this word is much more than a lyric to a song. You see, celebration is paying attention and calling attention to the goodness of God. It's looking around and seeing God's goodness and then calling it out. And if you read the Gospels, you see Jesus practice celebration all the time. One of my favorites is in Luke chapter 10. The disciples were basically on a mission trip, and they come back with all these stories of what God did. And it says, at that time, Jesus, full of joy through the Holy Spirit, said, I praise you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because you have hidden these things from the wise and learned and revealed them to little children. Yes, Father, for this was your good pleasure. It says Jesus, full of joy, celebrated the goodness of God. And the words full of joy in the original language literally means leaping and dancing. I mean, can you picture Jesus leaping and dancing? I mean, I think we picture Jesus normally as like stoic or stern or angry or frustrated, but Jesus was consistently celebrating. I mean, think about it. Turning water into wine at the wedding feast, playing with kids, celebrating wins with His disciples, His people, His team. He did it on days when the disciples came back and things were good. And He did it in the storm when the boat's about to sink and things weren't so great. And here's the thing, you can too. I bet you remember moments in your life when a parent, a teacher, a coach, or a leader saw you and said, great job, or nice, and celebrate what God was doing in you. And I bet each time you did that, or each time they did that for you, you felt your heart fill up with joy. I bet you remember every single time that you said your verse this year, or did a practice for the first time. Your coaches have been in there to cheer you along and celebrate you and the goodness of God in you all along the way. See, when that happens, it doesn't just lift up our hearts and our souls, it actually encourages or puts courage in you to fight the next battle and take on more ground in your own life. So what does it look like for you in the garden that you tend, or the places where you have influence and go every day? It could be celebrating someone in your class who got a good grade after several late night study sessions, or a teammate who finally made that skill or did that shot or recited their lines all the way through. Here's the thing, as a dad, when someone celebrates my kids, I feel blessed and honored, and at the same time, I believe that's also true with God. When we celebrate others, when we are calling attention to the goodness of God in their lives, yes, but also we're loving God at the same time. And that is a kingdom impact. So let's do what Jesus did and look for ways to celebrate what God is doing in the lives of those all around us. Students, you're a leader. And one of the essentials to being a successful leader is to be a person that celebrates others in every area of your life, because leaders celebrate others.